Welcome, everyone, to Built Different. This is the place where real founders share what it takes to build and grow a serious business. And, we bring in founders, we bring in C-level people who've been there, done that, and I think you're going to really enjoy it. My name is Ira Feuerstein, and today I'm joined by a guest who's been in the trenches and I've known for a long, long time, and he has the results to prove it. So let's just jump right in. I'm excited to have Jeff Izes here with Sterling Limo Services. Jeff, good to have you.
Ira, great to be here. Always a pleasure to speak with you.
Yeah. It's good to get together. And by the way, you have an honor today. You are the first episode. How about that?
I must tell you, I hate when people say they're humbled by an honor because I like the true original use of the word humbled, like when you embarrass yourself. But I got to tell you, I'm so honored, but I got to tell you, it comes with a lot of pressure.
Well, yes, it does. All right. So let's start real simple. Give me the elevator pitch of what Sterling Limo does.
God, I love that you said that. So literally, we are ground transportation experts. So as you know, I've been in call center consulting for over 30 years, but I've been so fortunate that a lot of my consulting has been in the hospitality industry, from hotels, the Hershaw Group, to airlines, Allegiant. And then I got into transportation with Cowan Systems. So my first football coach founded this company after he helped a company, MedQuist, go public. He had spent his whole career, Ira, in the backseat of black cars. And in 2001, he started Sterling Limousine with one vehicle. We now have close to 100 vehicles, $10 million in fleet, and our revenue is going to approach $16 million this year. It's such an amazing story, and I'm just so blessed to be a part of it.
That's amazing. I mean, to scale that big in such a competitive industry is no easy task. One of the things I would say is kind of walk me through your role and kind of how it fits into the bigger picture. I think that'll help people understand and frame this.
I love that. So I love that you asked the question. It's funny. You said, give you the elevator pitch. I decided to give you the whole history. So one of the things, I'll probably answer both questions. When I first got here, I literally thought, oh my God, our biggest competitor is Uber. So I had this great mantra right away. Why settle and worry with Uber when you can level up and relax with Sterling? And my thing was, I would never want my wife, mother, or daughter to be in the backseat of an Uber with a stranger. So I stumbled across this great thing. Going with Uber is digital hitchhiking. But then I realized that we're oriented, we really have two significant, successful lines of business. Corporate, our black car that we're driving executives wherever they want to go. And then we have a big wedding / event / bar mitzvah business where we have these motor coaches, and it's just been absolutely amazing. But to your point, it's such a competitive business, and the profit margins are pretty skinny. So you got to be excellence. Yeah. We live and die by operational excellence. We really do.
So what does like a typical day look like for you
My hair's on fire every day. It really hits all the dopamine receptors for me. Like we have to, for better or worse, I own 2 restaurants, and I thought that was the toughest thing in the world because you can't make a mistake. But imagine you're driving Charles Barkley, which we do, but he's such a great guy. But imagine you're driving the most important person you can think of, and you're late, and they have to be somewhere. We live and die by seconds, and we have what is called spot time. So if you're supposed to pick somebody up at 4:00, your limousine is going to be there at 3:15. So my day, really, I've been able to achieve with my director of operations, Hank Rostek, is we've taken what is such a naturally reactive business, and we've become truly proactive by implementing these processes. And it's been wonderful.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's interesting. I was out at dinner last night with a friend of mine, and, we saw these Waymos, these driverless cars driving all around. And, and it just got me thinking about this next question. What major shifts are you seeing in your industry right now? I'd love to hear your insight.
So the major shift, I got to tell you, what we focus on every day is, I love this so much. You can't see it, but I have it up here. It says, lead with your friendship. If I was adept, I would move the camera there, but Lord knows I'd put the camera back and we would lose me. It's all about giving that service. So in my mind, it's a throwback to a better day, if you will. We make sure that client and them getting simply from point A to point B in the most smooth way possible, efficient way possible. That's what we focus on. I must tell you, we are so fascinated by driverless vehicles. I must tell you, though, it's not a worry or a concern right now. I can't see it. I talk to enough executives, and I know myself, I'm sorry, I need somebody in that vehicle. I've had friends do it. I haven't done it yet. And they show themselves in the back of a car, and it's just weird. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been really proven for highways yet.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And there's something I think that's different about your industry than like Uber, right? It's like
It is.
you guys have a level of sophistication and
Thank you.
class,
Thank you.
and people who want that want that.
I appreciate that.
Bottom line, right?
Yeah, and I had to stop myself. I was going to say, and please, everybody listening, go to sterlinglimoservice.com. Check out our fleet. But yeah, no, I really thought coming in here last year that, wow, what do I do about Uber? It hasn't even been a thought. It's
Yeah.
people who are going to use us, they get it. And I'm the first one. October 8th last year, I was about to take an Uber from my house for $119. When I realized, oh, why don't I call Johnny, the owner, who's a dear friend, and basically for $148, it was the best, let me do the math, $29 or $39 I ever spent. They were there 45 minutes early. I've never been early for a flight in my life. And I've flown over 1,000,000 miles. And just sitting in the back car and not worrying and actually being able to do work instead of me trying to get to the airport,
Yeah.
thinking about 27 different things while I'm supposed to be driving. So I sold myself on the product, came in here and met with Johnny about something totally different. When I was speaking to one of my clients, and Johnny said to me, he goes, I need you to do what you've done for these other companies, help Sterling scale and grow. So if you want, I'd love to spend, you got to scale it first, then you can grow it. And one of our biggest challenges, and I want to be careful here, we're a $16 million company and we're profitable. It's very hard in this industry to get bigger than that and to remain profitable because every ride means something, because the great analogy we use, we are literally like a moving luxury hotel.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have a beautiful Escalade that we're picking you up in, paying our chauffeur handsomely to get there. There are so many things that can go wrong, and it's really capital intensive. So yeah,
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
love it. I love it. I love every day of it.
So let me ask you this. Are there any specific trends you're seeing that are affecting your strategy or growth? Any trends in the industry?
So yes, this is the one. We're quote unquote, we're one of the few companies. You'll see these companies out there. We're one of the companies. The term is we have metal. We have a $10 million fleet. So many of our competitors are simply brokering deals. So we are here in the Philadelphia market. We're located in bucolic, historic Bucks County, Pennsylvania. I've been at Denison for 51 of my 58 years, born in North Philadelphia. I don't think it's hyperbole to say we're one of the best, if not the best, in this area. But I'd say one of the trends is the brokering. You think you're using Black Lane or you think you're using them when they're just literally using affiliates. And we so much thrive on our national and global business, but we have such a severe and serious vetting process. If they don't meet the standards that we dictate, Hank, myself, and Johnny Donahoe, they cannot be a partner of ours. I just booked a trip in Egypt. It was my first one, and I was so grateful working with the Four Seasons there in Egypt. And these people just had a wonderful experience.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
it really
amazing.
is.
So currently in the business, what would you say is working well right now for you guys?
We, right now, knock on wood, everything quote unquote is working well. Our corporate business, we have some really great clients. And I actually think our secret sauce, or the key to our success, is that is thriving, and our event business is thriving. The weddings, we have so many great hotels just right here in New Hope. That wedding business, our weekends are filled. We just bought our biggest vehicle is a 56-seat motor coach, and we're about to receive our second motor coach. So the thing that I rely on is that we do so well during the week with the executives in the back of our Escalades and our Volvos and our beautiful vehicles. But then on the weekend, we have another thriving business, which is interesting. The one thing I'm trying to figure out, I'm working about 80 hours a week now. At some point, I'm going to cut that down because
Must be nice to do so little.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I only live 5 minutes away. So, I can't say all 80 hours are productive, but I absolutely love it. And it's great. And my son, Devin, just popped up into the camera.
Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Hey, Devin. So what's been frustrating or slowing things down? Anything?
I think, we haven't had it yet. We did a very good job coming out of COVID to make sure that we were priced right. We didn't want to get involved in a race to the bottom. We know what our expenses are. We know what our costs are. I guess what I'm concerned about is, I guess, the coming recession or the recession that people are speaking about. I could see that potentially being an issue. That's something I'm very much on top of and aware of on a daily basis. But right now, that hasn't hit us per se, but I could see that, changing our world.
Yeah. Are there any particular metrics that you guys look at that matter most? It's always interesting because every industry is different.
Yeah. Well, so much of ours, it's almost as if you read my mind. Um, our KPIs are so incredibly important. Rides, you know, I live and die by rides per day, but more so than that is the effective usage rate and almost dollar per mile. I had the great opportunity to work in the airline industry, and anybody in the airline, they'll know about PRASM. So it's so important to make sure that it's not the volume of the rides. It really is the quality of the rides. So, and you're really in this business, if you're not counting the pennies, you're going to be in bad shape.
I get it because you guys are at the mercy of fuel costs and insurance costs and
Thank you.
licensing costs, all that stuff.
It's put it this way. You ready? If Ira and Jeff were sitting in your basement, hanging out on that cool couch behind you, this would not be the business we would choose. It's really capital intensive. But what's so great is I came in to help scale this. We are so good at this. And came in to really make it better. But you just nailed it. There's a lot of things that as the owner that would keep you up at night. And number one for me is that insurance. And to me, knowing the great pride and the burden and responsibility for people's safety. So that is
Absolutely.
number one for me. I mean, I'm old enough to know, and at the end of the day, everything's about integrity for me. And that's what I love about this company. It always is safety first. And it becomes so natural for me when I hear somebody's going to use an Uber. Like, I'm like, how dare you? Like, we're bonded. We go through background checks. I personally meet with we have close to 100 chauffeurs. I know each one of them by name, and only because I'm a sick human. I know their wife's name as well, because to me, it's all about people. I could slide this. Well, it says right behind me, first the who, first the who, first the who, then the what. James Collins taught me so well in Good to Great. Everything with me starts and ends with people.
Yeah, absolutely. Where do you want the business to be in 6 or 12 months from now?
So where I would love it to be, I would love to be in 6 to 12 months, be at 25 to $30 million with the same profitability we have right now. So that's on my mind every day. I've created what I call the pathway to $30 million. And the key is not getting to $30 million. It's maintaining that profitability as we get there.
Yeah, because that's the challenge when you're scaling a business.
Exactly.
A lot of companies can scale, but they can't scale profitably. And scaling for not profit is not a great alternative.
And you see, right? We know this revenue, revenue, revenue. It's a fool's errand. I was with a great friend of mine this weekend, Jay Shah, and he was talking about his first marketing class at Cornell. He said, if your marketing includes a race to the bottom or negotiating on price, that's not a marketing plan.
Very true. Very true. Now, if you could fix one thing that's holding you back or creating drag on the company, what would that be?
Wow. It's really a simple answer. It's getting more chauffeurs. It's so hard. It's interesting, right? We have several spots open in our company. We have so many great people who've been there 13, 15 years, and they're here and they love it. But it is interesting, the churn, the yearly churn, and it's very hard to get good people in the door. And I hope, there's no pejorative to that. We love what we found is so many of our chauffeurs have such a varied and amazing background. And then I try to say to them, I go, think about this. You're at a point in your life where you can, drive a vehicle and you're going to meet so many amazing people. But our best is so many of our folks, our chauffeurs I learned from, because a lot of them in their late 50s, early 60s, who were amazing executives in other lines of work. And a lot of them actually were from the transportation industry where they used to be supervisors and they had this love of driving. So it's really fascinating. That's the one thing that it really, at the end of the day, I learned that the ability to attract good people is what I think about.
Yeah. Attract good people and keep good people. And I think you've described a problem pretty much every business in the world has. I mean, I haven't been to a business that hasn't had some sort of a turnover or churn problem with employees. And I think it's something you constantly have to battle with, and you have to be at the top of your mind all the time, because you're never going to eliminate it, but you could lessen it, I guess, right?
Well, yeah, yes. The antidote I have is to genuinely be myself, in that I genuinely care for every person who works with me. And it's funny. I never say works for me. It's not even part of my lexicon. They work with me. One of my favorite things to say, and I'd be really upset in your first show if I didn't say it, Ira. But one of the things I live by is I've never met a janitor that I'm better than, but if I've ever met a CEO who's better than I am. To me, we're all just people trying to build a good life for our families. It really is that simple. And I don't want to wax poetic, but I drip with that. It's everything. I'm so blessed, 58 years old. I got my son, and I love this work so much. But yeah, I think that's my tonic, is to show these folks how much I personally care about them, and how that what they do literally puts food on the table for all their teammates.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, before we wrap up, I want to ask you one last thing. Our audience is full of founders and leaders who are building every single day. And what I want you to leave them with is, what is one tip that has helped you grow your business? Something someone could put into practice this week, let's say.
Wow. I got to tell you, you ready? Know your business. Dive into it. Know your business. Know your value proposition, right? I can't lead a team if I don't know what we're doing. Know as much about your business as you can possibly know, because then nobody's going to get over on you. I think if I was telling anybody, and I love that thing, you don't have to do in life what you're passionate about, but be passionate about what you're doing, and that's why I always talk about having a curiosity about people is always something that's really helped me, and just having a natural curiosity. So my thing, I would say, know your business and learn to love the aspects of your business.
Man, I love that. I mean, that is so great. So great. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it.
No, and that was right up. That was genuine. That wasn't written anywhere. That was right in the moment. It's literally, it's how I feel. It's what gets me up every day.
I love it. All right, everyone. If you enjoyed this conversation, make sure you like the video, and more importantly, subscribe, put on notifications so you're notified every time we come out with a new one. There are more great conversations on the way. Jeff, thanks for joining me today. You were awesome. Now, everyone who's watching, I want you to get out of here and go build something great.
And I love it. Ira, if I may add one thing, you ready?
Yeah.
I must tell you, and I think we should keep this. I don't even think we may not even need an edit whatsoever.
I know. That's what I like. One take wonders.
This was great. A time really well spent. Thank you.
Thank you so much.